20 fines could be issued as early as today over the Partygate investigation.
Yes, in January, the Metropolitan Police launched an inquiry into the parties held by MPs and the Prime Minister during the pandemic. Well, joining us now is our political correspondent Tom Harwood. He's in the studio for us, Tom. Look, lots of speculation that the Met Police could be issuing these fixed penalty notices as soon as today. We think between 15 and 20 of those out of the 100 who were questioned. Do we know who we expect to be among those and what sort of fines we're looking at?
So we're expecting today the easiest fines to issue to come about, and we don't know for sure it will be today. This is just leaning into what the Met Police may have been saying with regards to an imminent finding. That's what the Cabinet Office has been told. So imminently we will hear about those first tranche of fines. This will likely be the kind of people who've admitted to wrongdoing, and a number of civil servants, a number of staff have admitted to attending.
So will not be Boris
events.
Johnson.
I think it's incredibly unlikely to be Boris Johnson today. That's not to say he will never receive a fixed penalty notice, but today it'll be those easiest open and shut cases. And whilst we say it could be 15 to 20 fines, that doesn't mean it'll be 15 to 20 people, because one individual may receive multiple fines. So really, we're going to see the first issuing of this. We'll hear about numbers, but we might not hear necessarily about names. That we might have to wait for.
You're going to hear a lot of clamour around this. I mean, what is the point really now? The general public will look and say, we've moved on by and large. There are more important things, the Ukraine war. We need Johnson concentrating all of this. Why pursue these fixed penalty notices? Do you think it's wise for the Met?
Well, I think a lot of people will feel that, yes, there are more important things right now, but a lot of other people will feel that this goes to the core of honesty in government, because on a number of occasions, people right at the top of this government have said repeatedly to the House of Commons that all the rules were followed. And I think it gets to the issue of trust, and that's where people want to believe and trust in their leaders. And if that feels like that trust has been broken, that's a significant problem. Partygate has been suppressed. It hasn't gone away. And so to some extent, what we'll be seeing in the coming days, because of course today might not be the most hairy day for the Prime Minister. This will certainly bring this back into the conversation, but things may well get worse further down the line.
Because let's remember that Sue Gray report, it was redacted, wasn't it? And this will be, when that first fine is handed out, will be the first admission that laws were broken at the heart of government, the very laws that they'd written themselves.
It certainly will be. Indeed, there have been a number of admissions by some junior people, but the first time that those fixed penalty notices go out from the Met Police, that shows a notion of intent, and that means that more will be coming down the line. You mentioned Sue Gray. Of course, her partially published report came about at the start of this year. Once the Met Police conclude their investigation, we're expecting Sue Gray to publish an update to her report, because, of course, the Met Police investigation meant that she couldn't address issues that the Met Police was investigating. So potentially a much more seismic report coming from Sue Gray in the coming months too.
That's our political correspondent, GBNews political correspondent Tom Harwood. Appreciate that, Tom. Tom back with his own show, 9:30 this morning.